YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today has been a doozy of a day. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and I was going to try to film a video or two earlier so that I could have them on the back burner for Easter weekend, and I just didn't get around to it. And I packed up a bunch of stuff because I'm doing a quick overnight with my oldest son and some of his friends at our cabin. I haven't stayed there in over a year. It's been a long time. So I'm kind of excited about going. I'm a little bit terrified about staying with, let's see, how many will it be? 1, 2, 3, 4 large teenage boys. But hopefully they will listen, especially since I am the hand that feeds them. You don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, right? So I have more food than an army could eat because I couldn't decide what brats to get, and I couldn't decide what hot dogs to get, and I couldn't decide how many buns to get. So I just bought everything that Walmart had. And I also bought lots of veggies and fruit and chips and stuff to make s'mores, as I like to call them. We're going to have s'mores. And all of that is loaded up, as well as some coffee for me so that I can make it through the week or the day. It's just one day, but it's going to feel like a week. Bought some coffee, got drinks. I think I am good to go. So I have like 30 minutes or so to make a video, and I have super high speed internet up there. So I figured, why the heck not? And I thought I would talk to you about the emotional ups and downs of collecting handbags. Now, I think this could apply to any sort of collecting when it comes down to it. It's sort of a roller coaster. You have all of this anticipation when you get up to the top, and then you come plummeting down and you have this whoosh inside of you that feels pretty great. But then you hit the bottom and it's over. And you want to get that anticipation building again. You want to begin the climb again. And how do you begin the climb? Well, you start looking. And if you're on a lower buy year like I am, when you're looking, you're not supposed to be really looking. You're supposed to be kind of looking, in my situation anyway, looking for content perhaps, looking for something to talk about. But what happens is when I'm looking, or when anybody looks, you find things. And particularly when you're looking at the pre-love market, you can find some really good things. And I showed you some of those. You also have all of these swarms of emails coming to your basket, your inbox, like bees flocking to the hive. And they want to entice you. And so if you really want to check out, you go and you unsubscribe to all of those until you're down to just your friends, your family, your necessities, your bills in your inbox. And that's no fun. But even if you try your very hardest, you're not going to get rid of all of them because some of them are clever. When you hit unsubscribe, you don't really get unsubscribed. Or there's a web that was created when you subscribe to that particular one because they sold your information to 10 other people. So I found that even when I go and I unsubscribe to gobs and gobs, and I mean, I'm talking, the last time I did this, I think it was last November, and I was unsubscribing to maybe 100 plus a day for like multiple days. Anytime I had downtime, I was like hitting unsubscribe. And those buggers still made it through. They made it through, and I don't even want to think about this analogy. This would be terrible. No, I can't say it out on camera, but they made it through in a way that if you were an egg, you would definitely get pregnant. Let's just say that. They made it through like a sperm makes its way to the egg. There are thousands of them trying to get the egg, and one of them is going to win if at all possible. So I find when I'm looking for other people, I find stuff for myself. And if you think about Christmas time when you go out shopping, at least for me, it used to be when I would go in person, I would be like, one for you and one for me. One for you and two for me. Because I would see things that were fabulous deals while I was shopping for others that I felt like I had to have too. Well, the world of online shopping makes that a 24/7 buffet extravaganza that just never closes down. It's like Vegas now. It's open 24/7 and you can shop till you literally drop, till your eyeballs are burning out of your freaking head and you can't even see like clearly anymore. I can't see myself clearly anyway without my glasses, but with my glasses, after I've looked at my phone scrolling for as much as I do some days, I can't see clearly. And if you can't see clearly anymore because you've scrolled for too long, that is a sign that you have scrolled for too long and you need to put the phone down and check in with your family. And that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to check in with my family. I'm going to take my oldest and we're going to go have some fun. I'm probably going to touch a few worms, maybe even touch a few nasty, slimy, stinky fish. And I'm going to get all smoky in the campfire. And it's hopefully going to be quite wonderful. Now, you didn't think you'd get away without talking a little bit about bags, I hope, because even though I'm talking about how you can get caught up in the rat race with regards to handbags, it doesn't mean I'm done with them. It's something I love, and I find that if I'm not collecting handbags, I'm going to collect something else. So it might as well be something I really love, like handbags. And over the course of the years, the things I've collected have changed. And I've talked about this in the past. When I was young, I collected precious moments. I had to save my allowance up to go buy one, and they were like $100 back in the 80s, which was a lot of money. And I would do that. I would save my money up to go buy Guess jeans because the girls at my school had them. And my parents could not understand how one pair of jeans was worth over $70. And that was a lot of money. That was probably like, I don't know, Citizens of Humanity or Seven for All Mankind. I don't even know the names of the fancy jean brand names these days because I like my Risen denim and I get them for like 40 or 50 bucks. The same is not true for handbags. I don't want to say elevated because the luxury handbag brands in terms of quality really aren't all that different from contemporary. It's more of a status symbol, or maybe not even that. I mean, it's not like if you have a fancy handbag, you're like higher class. That's certainly not true. But for me, I guess the luxury handbags that I have, when I carry them, I feel a little fancy, a little special. And I like something that makes me have that feeling that gives me a spark of joy when I see it. And by the way, I've been carrying this bag for like 4 days now. I've been wearing every color purple shirt that I have. I have 2 purple shirts packed in my bag for my overnight trip that I'm taking tonight. My husband and my other son are going to have some quality one-on-one time here at home. But my purple bag, my purple Mulberry Mini Alexa, and my 3 purple shirts are going camping. I guess you could call it glamping because we're staying in a cabin, not like in a tent. But regardless, we're going to have a campfire and she's going to be inside because she smells like leather and I don't want her to smell like campfire. So back to collecting. I'm a handbag collector and I have set forth rules for myself this year. The rules, if you don't know what my rules are, they are pretty simple. If I want to buy something, then I need to accrue 2/3 of its value in sales to be able to purchase it according to my rules. And I've done that now twice and I have a 3rd time on the way. So you can expect an unboxing in the next few weeks if everything goes well. I mean, there's always a chance it won't arrive. We know this from one of my recent stories, or at least we think it might not have arrived. It may have, it may not have, we'll never know. But if you don't know what I'm talking about with regards to that, check out the story of my stolen mini bum bag down in the description box. But assuming the thing that I bought arrives, I have done it now a 3rd time where I have funded a purchase with sales. And I sold my Coach mirror bag with the 4 straps and then the 1941 hang tag. And then I also have sold another item, which I will talk about when I do the reveal or the unboxing of what's new and coming in to my wardrobe. In addition to being able to sell to buy, I have 3 opportunities this year to purchase something without guilt, I guess you could say. And also, I should say it needs to be within reason. I'm not going to buy a $10,000 handbag. That's just not something I'm comfortable with. And I'm almost to the point where if I have a bag that maybe I bought for $3,000, but that's worth $10,000, that I'm not particularly comfortable with that either. Dr. Pepper Zero Break. But as I look around my closet, I tend to get more and more content as time passes. And I didn't always feel that way. I used to watch a lot of unboxings and reveals on YouTube. And unless the person is my friend, I am just not doing that as much anymore. I'm finding more information in the news about handbags, what's going on, for instance, right now with the Hermes lawsuit. And I find what people think about that interesting. I like watching channels like Super Jacob, where he finds all sorts of things in the news and talks about his opinion on them. I like watching people talk about try not to spend so much money, because that's something I'm interested in. I like watching people talk about their collections and why they like what they have. Although sometimes those do get me into trouble because I see something I don't have and then I decide maybe I might like to have that too. Most of the time when I'm tempted these days, it's being tempted by an email or perhaps by a message from a friend saying, check this out, you might like it. And you friends know who you are. You like to text me these little links and DM them to me. And when I see them, I'm like, ooh, and I go down a rabbit hole. I see what that is and I think, oh, what about this other thing? And what about this other thing? And, you know, if you go to Fashion File, they'll have all the suggestions down at the bottom. If you like this, you may like these things, just like they do on many department store websites. Gilt is one that does that. They'll send me an email about Gucci having a sale, and then I'll click on it and I'll go to the Gucci page and I'll sort for handbags and I'll look at one and it'll suggest 4 more and I'll be like, oh my. Down the rabbit hole I go, and then I end up making a video for all of you about the temptations I've resisted or that I have not resisted because I did not have the willpower to do so. And I keep telling you that I don't have any more handbags to sell, to buy something new, but then I have squeaked a few in and found a few here and there to go ahead and, I guess, let go of. And it's been harder and harder every time, although this last one, I really did feel like it was sort of a duplicate to have the Mira in chalk and then to also have the soft tabby in ivory. I know the chalk is a brighter, closer to white color, but the thing I really love about the Coach soft tabby in the ivory shade is that the soft tabby and its straps, they all match my Louis Vuitton bags in the ivory shade as well. And so having both of those brands with their straps gives me lots of options for switching around and playing. For me, the reason why I chose the Mira bag versus the soft tabby to sell also is because I don't have to do any like reconfiguring to fit my items into the soft tabby. With the Mira bag, I had to switch out of some of my card holders into the little Zumani pouches to get everything to lay flat, and I just don't do that often, and so I had never worn it. And like I said the other day, if I get a brand new bag into my collection and I don't move right into it, like I did with this little cutie, then you know what? It's probably not a bag I should have in my collection. The only bag I have now that I haven't worn is my mini Bayswater in the acrylic green, and it's coming right after this one. I mean, I've only had it since last week, and it's coming right after this one. I've just been out of town a little bit, and I do think I like this one a little better than the mini Bayswater. I like the handle setup a little better than having 2 handles. I think the mini Bayswater is going to be easier to get in and out of, so I may find that I like it more once I use it, but the aesthetics of this one I like slightly better. And so I think that's why I went for this one first, and I just was in the mood to wear purple. That said, that minty green color is the color of the season, according to Jessie's Style, but that minty green color, I do absolutely love wearing that shade as well. So I'll be wearing lots of minty green probably next week that I haven't been wearing thus far, and I need to pick out my Easter outfit most likely to match that little cutie. But other than that, I've worn everything that I have except for one other, and that is the Longchamp tote that I bought in the leather from Gilt. And that tote, it's meant for airline travel for me, and I haven't been back on an airplane. So I think that's pretty good when you look at a collection of 70-ish bags to be able to say, I've worn them all but two. And one of them is for airline trips. I haven't been on an airline trip, and one of them I've only had for like a week. So in the comments, one of you said that the best way not to be tempted is not to look. And I have to tend to agree with you. I think that as long as I'm looking, I'm probably going to find ways to make some incoming purchases happen. But I also feel like I get a little bit of a dopamine hit when I buy it. I get a little dopamine hit when I get it. I get a little dopamine hit when I use it. And all of those little hits make me sound like I'm a drug addict, but it makes me feel so good and so happy, unless I have a problem, and then it makes me feel bad and yucky. But as long as it goes well, it makes me feel pretty darn good. And I don't think that that's bad if you don't overdo it. And so that's my goal this year. So perhaps rather than stopping looking, I just need to cut back a bit more, let's say, and try to enjoy the things in life that I used to enjoy before I started all this crazy purse madness, and try to think more about those other things. Try to, reconnect with the world in a different way that I haven't been as much lately, because I do spend a lot of time thinking about bags. Not all my time. I have a family. I run around all the time. We go to sports all the time. We do family events all the time. We go out to dinner. We do activities. We go on vacations. So it's not like the handbag thing is my whole world. That's the part of the world that you see. But I do think I could devote a little less time to the part that you see and a little more time to these other things, which I do spend a lot of time on, but I think I could do even a bit better than I'm doing right now. So I'm going to wrap things up for the day with that. I hope you've enjoyed this chatty, sit-down type video. I hope it wasn't too boring for you, and I hope you all have a fabulous Easter weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there is the same. It's the @symbol, then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.